Hi, I'm your host, Dr. Caroline Leaf, and welcome to my podcast, Cleaning Up the Mental Mess. Well, one of the ways that we can really clean up the mental mess is to know the difference between being kind and being nice. Kindness versus niceness. What's the difference? How does it impact you scientifically? How can you build this into your daily life? Okay, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. And guys, I would love it if you would rate and review the show. This really helps me to get this more information out to you and share with your friends and family. Hey guys, we need to help each other, and this is good content that helps me, you, and everyone else. So rate, review, and share. Thanks so much. And guys, I have some really great news to share with you. I'm so excited. I have a new book coming out on August 5th, and you can pre-order. You'll see the URLs in the show notes, but this is I'm so excited. This book is called Help in a Hurry, and is a response to you, what you've been asking me for, and what I did with my patients. What do I do in the moment when things really get to me? And there's so many bonuses. But this book is going to help you break free from that exhausting spiral of burnout and anxiety. Instead, you'll learn step by step how to snap out of chaos, shift your mindset, and build unstoppable resilience so you can create a life filled with peace, even when life gets messy. There's all kinds of bonuses, so go hurry and pre-order. You'll get there's master classes, there's early access to chapters, there's a fast action study guide and webinars and so much more. Okay, so this is really worth getting, and that's just some of the things that I cover are dealing with things like help, I'm under pressure, help, I want to punch that person in the face, help, how do I manage my crazy thoughts. It's so many great simple chapters, easy read, fast. This is going to help you enormously. So go pre-order that book. The key difference between kindness and niceness is in the intention and authenticity. Okay, what is your intention behind it, and how authentic is it? So that distinguishes between kindness and niceness. Let's look at it a little more deeply. Niceness tends to prioritize surface level politeness, conflict avoidance, making others feel comfortable, even at the expense of honesty or one's own values. So it's not actually the greatest thing just to be nice. It's actually way better to be kind. And I'm sure you've encountered those experiences, or maybe done it yourself. We all have, okay? Is that we kind of just keep things on a surface level, and we're polite, and we pretend everything's wonderful, but we don't really mean it. And that is not healthy for you or for the other person. Kindness, on the other hand, is rooted in genuine care and compassion. Genuine care and compassion. Really healthy for the mind-brain-body connection, relationships, and for living the good life, okay? Often involves much deeper and sometimes challenging acts that truly benefit others. So it may be being more direct. So just quickly, niceness is more surface level. Kindness is genuine, rooted in genuine care and more authentic. Why is it better to be kind rather than nice? First of all, authenticity. We hear so much about authenticity, being authentic, because we know as humans, when you're authentic, that is generating the right kind of energy, or taking you from energy, which is nothing weird. Energy is how cell phones work, how I'm able to record this. So we all have our energy, and you have certain levels of energy. That energy is reflected in the mind-brain-body connection. We can pick it up with QEEGs and so on. So when we are genuine, we generate the right, what we call Goldilocks principle of energy, which then creates a network that's healthy, and that then generates an energy out of you. You send out your sound waves, your light waves as you're speaking, etc., that come out are healthy, and that impacts the other person on an unconscious level and creates a healthy relationship between the two of you. In yourself, it's creating a lot of healthy benefits as well, because that balance of that energy and the right frequencies is actually really good for you, good for your whole mind-brain-body connection. So authenticity comes from the heart. It comes from your genuine who you are. I always use the word heart for the depth of your non-conscious spiritual wisdom, the stuff that's good, that is who you in essence are. It comes from there. Okay, it's your that I talk about is the non-conscious mind. Whereas niceness is kind of performative and aiming to gain approval or avoid discomfort, or both. Okay, so one is coming from you, the depths of the wisdom of you, and the other is more performative, trying to basically gain approval or avoid conflict. The long-term impact is that being kind may involve things like tough love, constructive feedback, setting boundaries, but those lead to growth and meaningful relationships. And as we all know, we need deep, meaningful connection. It can't come from niceness. It comes from kindness. Niceness, well, pleasant in the moment. When someone says, oh, you're raising all this kind of stuff, but they don't really mean it, you know that. You pick that up because they're sending through this energy that on an unconscious level, which is wiser than our conscious level. It's picking up everything. It's telling you that something's not quite right. Niceness, while pleasant in the moment, may also be a way that important issues are not addressed. So it keeps things on the surface and doesn't sort out and resolve issues between you, maybe in a relationship, at work, home, etc. Self-respect. So we're talking all about the reasons why it's better to be kind than nice. So we've discussed authenticity. We're looking at the long-term impact, which is kind, involves more tough love, constructive feedback. Niceness is pleasant in the moment, doesn't address important issues. Okay, and then the next thing is self-respect. Kindness respects. When you're kind, you respect, and you're taking the time to operate from your unconscious and recognizing the wisdom of that person's unconscious and recognizing how whatever's going on, that you feel the need to connect with that person on that level is not good for them or the relationship or whatever. So kindness respects both yourself and others, ensuring that you act with integrity. We all respond to authenticity and integrity. Niceness, on the other hand, can lead to people-pleasing. That's not filled with integrity. It's not nice to oneself, it's not nice to others, and you might neglect your own needs. Okay, and that can happen a lot. You're trying to please someone when you're trying to keep a relationship going, when you're trying to keep the peace. Trying to keep the peace is, you can be kind and keep the peace, which means you're quite direct and dealing with things in an authentic way and confronting issues, but trying to keep the peace through niceness is shallow. It's not going to last, and someone is going to get hurt. And then also, why it's better to be kind than nice, it involves courage. Kindness requires bravery to do what's right, even if people initially get mad at you, angry with you, don't like what you say, pull away, that kind of thing. It's difficult sometimes. Doesn't mean that you have to be nasty, but you've got to say things. Kindness means it's not shoving. It's kind means you are coming with that authenticness that people can relate to you, and you're not saying it in a horrible way. It's gentle. And it's wrapped around, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to do this in a moment, so let me not jump ahead of myself. Niceness often avoids confrontations and hard truths. So kindness requires bravery and courage because it's confrontational in a good way. You're doing what's right. It requires bravery to do what's right, and it's even when it's difficult. Well, niceness often avoids confrontation and hard truths. So some examples. So an example of niceness is complimenting someone on their work, even if you see room for improvement. And you don't tell them that room for improvement, and to avoid hurting their feelings. But meanwhile, you get frustrated because they're not doing this thing correctly, and eventually it's going to come out some way. Whereas kind is offering constructive feedback because you genuinely want them to succeed, even if it's uncomfortable to share it. Okay, you're offering constructive feedback because you genuinely want them to succeed, even if it's uncomfortable to share. So one way of increasing your kindness energy is to actively engage in genuine compliments. Genuine. So don't just talk about, don't just throw anything out there that you don't mean. Find something that you really believe is something that you can compliment about that person. And it might just be not directly related maybe to the work or the issue at hand, but it's something in that region. It could be something along the lines of, you are really quick to start moving into making things happen. This is an amazing gift. And then you can go into what it is, but in terms of work, whatever. Okay, so it's using compliments. So in terms of using compliments, I did a whole podcast on this. I recommend you go listen to that. But just in terms of getting kindness energy wrapped up, activated, you can use genuine compliments. And there's an ideal ratio to get the best out of people of compliments. And what it is around about 5.6 compliments to every, 5 to 6 compliments for every criticism. Okay. And so if there's something that you need to correct and fix, like maybe there's something, I'll give an example. We were with my team the other day, and there was a lot of stuff that was done incredibly well. We're developing a new version of our app. But there was a section that just didn't make sense, and it was going down the wrong path. And so what I did was I went and found at least 5 compliments. Didn't have to 5.6 every time, but around about 5 compliments. So I did about 3 compliments, and then I came into, but this is not, so this is good, this is good, this is good, this is not working, but this, if you do this, it would work really well. And I love then how you put it together. So I couched it, and I did it kindly, spoke softly, smiled, but I was genuine, authentic, and it was very clear that the one part was not right, and I wasn't happy with that, but I didn't do it in a mean way. And I didn't just gloss over, because it would have been a disaster if I didn't address that issue. So kindness fosters trust. So when you're kind to someone and you use compliments in the correct ratio, for example, people trust you because they know that you're not just trying to keep them happy. You're not just saying stuff to make things nice, but that really there's something authentic and genuine. They can trust you. They can really believe what you have to say. Well, niceness, so kindness fosters trust, depth, mutual respect. Well, niceness creates shallow, short-term harmony. So short-term harmony, shallow, these are not good things. True kindness values honesty and care over superficial agreement, because it's a long-term relationship. So you don't want to have a working relationship, for example, where you gloss over things that you don't like, but you don't want to keep the peace, and then it ends up being something that you're working on, a bad into the project, and you will get frustrated. That could have been avoided by using honesty, not niceness. So some science behind the kindness. Biochemically, when you are generating this kindness energy versus niceness, you're going to, on a biochemical level, there's a bunch of hormones, and you already know the names of these, so I'm just going to remind you. You get a release of a good balance of beneficial hormones like dopamine, which gives you a high boost. So when you're kind to someone, you get a high boost, so does that person, and that creates a beautiful neurophysiology in your mind-brain-body network to help you to get more clarity and dive deeper into your non-conscious, where your wisdom is. You get an oxytocin, which is a love boost. So there's a connection. There's a great sense of what we as humans are really made for, which is love. And serotonin, which is fantastic because it stimulates neuroplasticity in the right direction. When it's along with, within kindness. If it's in niceness, you'll have neuroplasticity, but in the wrong direction. So serotonin boosts neuroplasticity and also is a bit of a mood boost. So you may be feeling slightly flat, but you suddenly get energized, okay? And then essentially this combination creates like a helper's high and contributes to overall well-being. So that's really kindness does all this great stuff. You want your team to function, you want your family to function, you want to help your kids, you want to help your partner, you want to operate in kindness, because all this great biochemistry is happening. Then there's this lovely research that talks about acts of kindness have to be repeated. So guys, if you're just kind once in a day, it's not going to be enough, it's not enough. So biochemically, you can't live on the 3 to 4 minute oxytocin, or that biochemical boost that I just described. It lasts for about 3 to 4 minutes. So if you're only kind once in the day, you get that helper's high for about 3 to 4 minutes. But if you are kind consistently through the day, you can actually literally live in that high, which is going to enable you to be a much wiser and nicer and better human. Okay, and improve your mental health. Okay, so this is super simple stuff, but super practical. So just remember very quickly to run through, kindness and niceness are two different things. Kindness is good. Niceness is not the greatest way to be. Niceness is surface level. Kindness is genuine and authentic. It's better to be kind than nice, because you're working on authenticity, long-term impact, self-respect, and courage. And we want to give genuine compliments in a ratio of 5.6 to 1 to activate our kindness energy. When we do that, we get this wonderful helper's high biochemical boost, which only lasts 3 to 4 minutes. So you want to do multiple acts of kindness in a day. Go out there and do multiple acts of kindness today and every day from here going forward, and watch how it changes your ability to tap into your wisdom and function in a totally different way and get your thought life under control. Look forward to seeing you next time.